greater spotlight on some of the details that you have to be good at, that Caitlin could cover up with her incredible skill, her range, the way she creates space.
I hope you're doing well. Today, I have another exciting story to share, so be sure to stay with me until the very end. Caitlin Clark made headlines once again, but this time it wasn't because of a record-breaking performance on the court. Without any announcement, press release, or social media post, she quietly walked into an exclusive Nike studio accompanied by just one person, Sophie Cunningham. Not her coach, agent, or even family members, but Sophie. What happened next would become one of the most talked about moments in women's basketball. Since her days at Iowa, Nike had closely followed Clark's rise, recognizing her incredible talent, star power, and ability to draw massive audiences. As her popularity exploded, she filled arenas, attracted record television ratings, and delivered unforgettable performances, including scoring 40 points on national television. Nike responded with a historic $25 million endorsement deal, the largest ever awarded to a WNBA player. Many assumed the company had found its next solo superstar, someone who would stand alone as the face of the brand. However, Clark had a different vision. Rather than building her legacy entirely around herself, she wanted to share the spotlight. Just 1 week before a major Nike campaign was set to launch, she reportedly made a private call requesting something special: a unique golden box containing a prototype sneaker that had never been released. The shoe featured elegant white and gold details with the word "Legacy" embroidered on the tongue. Most surprisingly, the design included not only Clark's initials but also those of Sophie Cunningham. The gesture reflected a deeper message about loyalty, friendship, and the importance of lifting others up while achieving success. In a sports world often focused on individual achievement, Clark's decision demonstrated a different kind of leadership, one that emphasized teamwork, gratitude, and shared accomplishment. As her influence continues to grow, many believe she is doing more than transforming the WNBA. She is redefining what power, success, and legacy can look like for the next generation of athletes. Nike initially hesitated because sharing the spotlight on a signature project was almost unheard of, but Caitlin Clark was determined. She reportedly made it clear that she hadn't reached this level of success alone and had no intention of standing there alone either. Eventually, Nike agreed. On the day of the shoot, with cameras rolling and lights flashing, Clark opened a special package, turned to Sophie Cunningham, and shared a moment that would quickly capture attention across the basketball world. For Clark, it wasn't just about a shoe or a marketing campaign. It was about recognizing someone who had stood beside her through some of the most challenging moments of her professional career. While Clark's popularity continued to soar, selling out merchandise in minutes and drawing record attention to the league, Cunningham remained one of the toughest and most respected competitors on the court. She had spent years battling through physical games, criticism, and intense competition. When Clark entered the WNBA and became the center of attention, she also became a target for criticism and hard fouls. Throughout those moments, Cunningham consistently supported her teammate, speaking up when others stayed silent and defending her when situations became heated. Clark never forgot that loyalty. She later reflected that Cunningham never had to stand up for her, but chose to do so anyway, and that kind of support meant everything. As Clark's influence grew, so did the excitement surrounding her Nike and Kobe branded releases, with fans eagerly anticipating every new product associated with her name. Her growing impact on television ratings, attendance, merchandise sales, and overall league visibility only strengthened her reputation as one of basketball's biggest attractions. Yet despite all the attention, Clark continued to emphasize the people who helped her along the way. The symbolic gift and public recognition of Cunningham served as a powerful gesture of gratitude and friendship. When images and footage from the event began circulating online, fans and players reacted immediately. Social media buzzed with discussion as people praised the gesture and highlighted the bond between the two teammates. Inside the Indiana Fever organization, the moment resonated deeply, not because of the publicity it generated, but because it represented something larger than basketball, an acknowledgement of loyalty, sacrifice, and shared success. In an era often defined by individual achievements and personal brands, Clark's actions reminded many that the strongest legacies are often built alongside the people who stand with you through every challenge. According to reports, the moment quickly spread throughout the basketball community, with teammates and fans sharing reactions across social media. More importantly, it sparked a larger conversation about leadership, loyalty, and the responsibilities that come with influence. Caitlin Clark's actions were viewed by many as more than a simple endorsement story. To them, it represented a message that success is strongest when it is shared with the people who helped make it possible. As Clark's profile continues to grow, her impact appears to extend far beyond points, assists, and highlight reels. Industry observers have suggested that Nike is exploring new ways to build around her brand, with ideas centered on celebrating athletes who have earned recognition through hard work, sacrifice, and dedication. Whether those plans ultimately take shape or not, the story has already left an impression on fans. The WNBA has always been a competitive environment filled with intense rivalries, passionate supporters, media scrutiny, and enormous pressure on young stars. Yet moments like this remind people that the game is also built on relationships, trust, and mutual respect. Clark's rise has brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, but many believe her influence is measured not only by what she accomplishes for herself, but also by how she elevates those around her. In that sense, impact becomes just as important as statistics. As this remarkable story comes to a close, it is worth remembering that some of the most meaningful moments in sports never happen during the game itself. They happen away from the cameras, where character matters more than numbers and where actions reveal values that cannot be measured on a scoreboard. Throughout her career, Caitlin Clark has earned recognition for her shooting ability, court vision, competitiveness, and confidence. Those qualities helped transform her into one of basketball's most recognizable stars. However, every great athlete eventually faces a larger challenge than winning games. They are judged by the kind of teammate they are, the kind of leader they become, and the legacy they leave behind long after the final buzzer sounds. Those are the qualities that define greatness over time. The story discussed today has generated strong reactions from basketball fans everywhere. Some view it as a reminder that success becomes more meaningful when it inspires and includes others. Others see it as proof that loyalty should never be forgotten, especially when people stand beside you during difficult moments. Regardless of perspective, one truth remains clear. Trust, respect, and loyalty continue to be the foundation of every successful team and every lasting legacy. As the next chapter of Caitlin Clark's journey unfolds, fans will be watching closely to see how her influence continues to shape the future of the game. And if there is one lesson to take away from this story, it is that true greatness is not measured only by what you achieve for yourself, but also by the opportunities, encouragement, and recognition you create for others along the way. Those qualities cannot be measured by scoreboards, television ratings, endorsement contracts, or social media trends. They are built over time, through actions, consistency, and a commitment to supporting others when it matters most. The WNBA continues to grow at an extraordinary pace, attracting new fans every season, filling arenas with energy, expanding television audiences, and inspiring more young athletes to dream of playing professional basketball than ever before. That growth is the result of countless players who have dedicated themselves to elevating the game and creating opportunities for future generations. Every era has contributed something meaningful to the league's history, and every star adds another chapter to its ongoing story. Competition will always be part of sports. Rivalries will continue to fuel excitement, and passionate debates among fans will never disappear. Yet the game is at its best when great players challenge one another to improve while helping the sport reach new heights. At the same time, it is important to approach stories shared online with perspective. Social media can spread information rapidly, and not every detail can always be independently confirmed. Regardless of which reports ultimately prove accurate, the broader lesson remains valuable. Basketball has always been about more than awards, contracts, records, or individual recognition. The athletes who leave the greatest impact are often remembered not only for their achievements on the court, but also for the influence they have on teammates, communities, and the generations that follow them. Whether you have followed the WNBA for years or only recently discovered the league, there has never been a more exciting time to watch women's basketball evolve. New stars continue to emerge, veteran players keep raising the standard, and every season delivers unforgettable moments that remind us why this sport resonates with so many people. The next chapter of the league story has yet to be written, and that uncertainty is part of what makes the journey so compelling. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future basketball stories and analysis. We would also love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What has impressed you most about Caitlin Clark's impact on the game so far? And which player do you believe has contributed the most to the growth and popularity of the WNBA? Share your perspective respectfully and join the conversation, because thoughtful discussion is one of the things that make sports communities so special. Until next time, stay safe, keep supporting the game you love, and we'll see you in the next video.